everyone, I have a fun little project for us to do today. In case you can't guess, I want to try and make two different keychains for a Mulan backpack that I had recently made. I didn't know what size I would need to print out, so I print out various ones, and I'm actually surprised the biggest one is the size that we need. So here's my game plan. I'm going to cut these out, fold them along that line so that way it can be double-sided. I'm going to laminate it with tape, cut that back out again, do a layer of resin, cure it, put the laminated photo in here, cure it again, or I guess resin, and then cure it again, and we should have a keychain after that. So let's get started. So here is our first one, and let's fold. Sorry if the camera's shaking. I'm using that stand that I had gotten off Temu a while back, and it clips to the desk, you tighten it, blah, 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 blah. For some reason, it loves to shake, so I think I might go back with my old setup, which is paint cans and a car holder for the phone. It's more stable, and that's kind of sad. Now, of course, we want to make sure it fits in the square, which, yes, it does, but then we need that hole, and so I actually want to cut off some of that top. It's like, resist the urge to overcomplicate things. All right. So here is what it should look like. Let's do the second one. And let's test the size. Looks like it fits, so we should be good. Now I'm going to cover them both in tape. Wouldn't you know it, I turned the camera off and forgot to turn it back on while I laminated these in tape. So really quick, I'll just kind of show you what I did. You literally just get a piece of tape. Boom. And then we can fold the tape. I sandwiched those in between two pieces of tape just because I did it at the same time. But same idea, we sandwiched it. And then so it looks like this. And once it's sandwiched, I like to press really hard too. I just went and cut its own little border out, which that's another thing too. So you'll see these both still fit in it. When you're doing this, you want to account for the clear border of the tape, because I don't know if resin were to get in the actual paper, if it would make the ink bleed. So you just want to make sure they fit with that itty bitty clear border around it. All right, now with that, now we can move on to resin now that you guys are caught up to where I am. And we're going in with our trusty UV resin that's already pre-mixed. I'm gonna be so sad when this stuff runs out and I actually have to use the stuff that I have to mix. So I'm just gonna do a nice thin layer, which I guess I should have a toothpick. One sec. All right, that way we can spread the resin around without having to use a ton of it. It looks like we have a nice even layer. All right, so now we're gonna use our cheapy UV lamp to cure that. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, technically you think while it's mid-cure, you can kind of shove the photo in there too, and it would have that same effect as curing this and then putting a little layer on it. So maybe we'll do it that way. All right, I'm gonna let this cure for like 30 seconds, and then I'm just gonna place our picture on top and let it continue curing. 30 seconds later. I'm hoping it's still kind of wet. I'm gonna place this on top of it. I'm kind of wondering if I should just let it cure all the way. Meh. Oh. I don't know. All right. Trial and error. I think this will work out. It'll be fine. All right, I'm gonna let this cure for a couple minutes now, and then I'm thinking about it. I can probably just put the top layer on it too right now. So let's just do that. Oh, look, so that's the paper getting wet. So that means we did have a side exposed, because it's not supposed to look like that. Ah, no. Do you guys think any chance if I let it dry that it will not be resin stained? Should I just let it go throughout the whole picture and it'll make it darker? I feel like it's doing that anyway. Gosh darn it. Well, this is why it's a trial and error, I guess. All right, let's just cure it. Why not? I'm gonna make sure this one is actually completely covered. All right. I was gonna say, honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it was. You do see that little dry, which is weird because remember when it was wet and it was coming down. Now it looks like it's dry in the center. I have no idea. I'm gonna put this aside, let it still cure. We're gonna pop this one out and see what it's about. Oh, look at that air bubble. That is a mighty air bubble. Geez Louise. I was thinking just that different, I don't even know if it's focusing. I was thinking just that different coloration was gonna be it, but then on the back, that's a huge air bubble. How does this thing already look scratched when I haven't even done anything? I think it's because they sent me ones. Oh, I scratched this with that toothpick. And now the scratches show up on the keychains. I know. I made a big boo-boo. To file this down is gonna be a pain. It's gonna be a pain. Well, I guess I'm gonna buy more of these off of Temu. This is gonna be considered a fail, but we're still gonna finish this one even though it will have scratch marks on it. So let's just use a small one. We'll shove him in there now that we don't care. In my defense, these keychains are itty bitty. So I'm gonna see if Temu has bigger ones than these ones, because realistically, these are useless. So technically, all this is not my fault. I'm totally kidding. This is all my fault. I destroyed everything. Let's see how bad this one came out. So we're gonna see if it's as bad as this one, or maybe a little better. And yikes. Yeah, you can just see where it gets like wet. I mean, technically this one, it's like he's illuminated. I don't see the scratches on this one. So did I not scratch the bottom of this? I totally scratched the bottom of this. So maybe, oh no, you can see the scratches. Meh. All right. I feel like this is the second time I use the molds and it's an epic fail again. Positive note, no giant air bubble on this one compared to that one. Negative note, little air bubble in the corner on this one for some reason. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so this video is a fail. I'm gonna look on Temu for larger keychains so we can actually see our images too. Maybe I'll also look for Mulan stickers. Maybe they have that and the vinyl stickers will just make my life that much easier. So that way we don't have to laminate them with tape. If so facto, thanks for hanging out with me on this fail journey. If you want, feel free to like and subscribe, and hopefully next time it goes better. But all right, bye friends.